Profit. We all know what it is, right? It's what makes the economy go round. But have you ever really stopped to think about where it actually comes from? I mean, if you buy something for 10 bucks and sell it for 11, where did that extra dollar just appear from? It's got to be created somewhere. Well, it turns out the answer is a massive economic puzzle. And that's what we're calling the capitalist paradox. So let's dive right in. So, what really separates just spending money from making money? Well, it all boils down to how that money is moving. You can almost picture it like two completely different electrical circuits. In one, money's just a means to an end, right? It's a tool you use to get something you want or need. But in the other one, well, the money is the end goal. And this idea of two circuits leads us to these two kind of simple looking formulas. The first is CMC, which stands for commodity, money, commodity. The second is MCM, money, commodity, money. Now, they look almost identical, right? Just flip the letters around. But believe me, that one little change in the order, it changes absolutely everything. Okay, so let's tackle CMC first. This is the circuit that pretty much all of us live in every single day. It's super straightforward. You start with a commodity, something you have. Let's say it's a sweater you don't wear anymore. You sell it, and you get some money. Then you take that money and you go buy a different commodity you actually need, like, I don't know, food for the week. See? Simple. The whole point of this CMC thing is use. You're trying to satisfy a need. The money? It's just a middleman, a temporary bridge to get you from the thing you have to the thing you want. And once you've bought those groceries and eaten them, the process is done. It's a closed loop. It has a definite end. All right, but now we get to that second circuit, MCM. And this is where things start to get a little strange. Here, you don't start with a thing, you start with money. You take that money to buy a commodity. But, and this is the crucial part, you have absolutely no plan to ever use it. The sole purpose of buying it is to turn around and sell it again to get, well, to get money back. This right here, this is the fundamental logic of capital. But wait a minute, why on earth would anyone do that? I mean, think about it. You start with 100 bucks, you go through the hassle of buying, say, a bunch of cotton, then you go through the hassle of selling it just to end up with your original 100 bucks back. It's totally pointless. As the source material says, it would be purposeless and absurd. You've just wasted a bunch of time and effort. And of course, that's because the goal isn't to end up where you started. The whole reason for this MCM dance is to pull more money out of the system than you put in. The only way this makes any sense at all is if you end up with more cash in your pocket at the end of the day. So, you see, the real formula isn't MCM. It's actually MCM prime. See that little dash, that little prime symbol? That's everything. It means the final M is bigger than the first M. You start with $100, you end with, say, 110. That tiny little apostrophe, that's where the magic happens. And this extra chunk of money, that 10 bucks that just kind of materialized out of nowhere, well, it has a specific name. It's called surplus value. It's literally just the difference between your starting money and your ending money. It's the profit. And this is it. This is the big question, this central mystery we're digging into. If someone starts with money, does some buying and selling, and ends up with more money, where did that more come from? How is this new value actually being created? Where's the source? Okay, so before we try to crack this case, we have to establish one really important ground rule. We have to assume that we're playing in a fair game. That means, on average, everything is bought and sold at its real, actual value. No cheating, no one's getting ripped off. We have to find an explanation for profit that works even when everyone is playing by the rules and exchanging things of equal value. All right, time to line up the suspects. Suspect number one. Is profit just individual cheating? You know, is it just one clever seller outsmarting a buyer and selling something for more than it's really worth? Well, that can't be it. Think about it. If I sell you a bottle of wine worth 40 bucks for 50 bucks, yeah, I'm up $10. But you're down $10. The total amount of value between the two of us is exactly the same. Nothing new was created. It was just moved from your pocket to mine. And you can't build an entire economy on everyone just swindling each other.
That's not creation, that's just redistribution.
Okay, so maybe it's not one person cheating. Let's try another angle. What if everyone does it? What if there's like a secret handshake and all sellers just agree to sell their stuff for 10% more than it's worth? Could that be where profit comes from? Nope, that doesn't work either. And the reason is simple. Every seller is also a buyer. So, sure, you make an extra 10% when you sell your widgets, but the moment you go to buy your groceries or gas or anything else, you'll lose that 10% right back to the other sellers who are also marking things up. At the end of the day, you're right back where you started. It all cancels out.
And this all leads us to a really powerful conclusion, which is summed up perfectly in this quote here. Circulation, or the exchange of commodities, begets no value. What that means, in plain English, is that the simple act of buying and selling, it doesn't create anything new. It just moves existing value around. So let's just recap where we are. We've looked at individual cheating. Nope. We've looked at everyone agreeing to overcharge. That's a dead end too. And we've basically concluded that the marketplace itself, the whole world of buying and selling, isn't where new value gets created. So we're kind of stuck.
And this leaves us staring at a genuine mind-bending paradox. Profit, that surplus value, it has to show up in the marketplace. I mean, that's where you sell the thing and get the money. But we've just proven it can't come from the marketplace. So it has to originate both in circulation and somehow not in circulation at the same time. How is that even possible? And that right there is the heart of the capitalist's paradox.